Louisiana Beer Reviews Special Edition Jockamo Juicy IPA Double Dry Hopped Revisited. Now, I reviewed this years ago when it first came out. Thought it was, all right. They're emphasizing the Mardi Gras Indians, which is more African than American in its composition, but that's a well-known carnival time thing. 6% alcohol, 30 bitterness units, an India Pale Ale. There's the legal disclosure. India Pale Ale doesn't say India Pale Ale with natural flavors, just an IPA. It's sort of fresh, but I don't know why there's a lag between them canning these ales and them getting to the store shelves, because I only bought it a week ago at Circle K, $17.49 for the 12-pack variety hoppy pack. But Poor Michigan Reviews was commenting on that with the Founders Fall-Winter variety pack. He's like, why it's taking 2 months and I live close to the brewery to get to the stores? And we don't know the answer. All right, so this comes in bottles, cans, and on draft. I've had it in bottle, I've had it in can, I've never had it on draft. I missed the original Jockamo IPA from years ago. I liked the Jockamo. It was a good traditional American IPA, but they decided to drop it, and then they brought in this one as a juicy IPA because they saw 4 years ago that's where the trend was going, so they decided to follow the trend. So 30 IBUs, juicy, okay, fine, but it's definitely not going to be bitter by any means. You can see I need to do some raking, but it's very overcast, and we got some rain coming perhaps, so it's warm today, mostly warm. Now here's a thick off-white head, ivory head. It's a hazy golden appearance. They use pale barley malt, wheat, and oats. These hazies use wheat and oats. Now, Sierra Nevada said it's critical to have those ingredients to make it hazy. You can look at their website for that information. They use Apollo hops, Citra hops, and some unnamed experimental hops. All right, so I can't tell you what those are because I don't know what they are. I was doing that with my tooth because a piece of my tooth broke off yesterday. First time that ever happened in my life. I guess I'm deteriorating. I was eating very thin corn chips. Thin, like if you dip them in the cheese sauce, they'll break. It's not going to break your tooth. But I bit, and I was like, do they have pebbles in these corn chips? Which you could get that from like a bag of beans usually, but I was like, I start feeling my tooth with my tongue. It's like my tooth broke. From a thin corn chip, had to be deteriorating already. And I've never had cavities. I've never had a cavity filled in my life. But it is what it is. I'll be right there, man. Trying the upcoming video. Okay, it smells juicy. You heard that Power Stroke Ford being driven around into the other driveway, the side driveway. See, there was a house there, and there was a house back there. So they had each had a driveway, and then the land was consolidated into one unit. But he still goes to the other driveway where he built a new boathouse. The old house burnt down, actually. It's just a slab. But someone told me watching the videos, I recognized that engine, that Ford Power Stroke diesel. So that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, it's juicy grain. It's juicy multi-grain. That's what it is. Does it smell bad? It doesn't smell bad. I'm sort of like mentally fixated on the old Jockamo. You know, like you get a fixation. Sigmund Freud said a fixation, like it's like an obsession in your mind. You can't get rid of it. So I'm fixated on the original Jockamo, which is not coming back. I believe it was also 6%, but the IBUs were much higher. All right, let's go with the taste. Cheers. There's absolutely no breeze. The air is still. It has a full flavor in the sense that, like, you feel a fullness of taste throughout. It's juicy from the hops. It's not bitter. It's 30 IBUs. But it comes across like it's, well, I guess it's so mild though. Let's say 2.5 out of 5 hop cones. 2.5 out of 5. I'm trying to see what's on that roof. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see far away. I'm nearsighted. I can see close up. I don't need glasses to read. That's clear. But far away, I'm blind. You know, partially blind. Since 1987. 2.5 out of 5 hop cones. I'll say that, yes. Sweetness, yeah, like 3 out of 5 sugar cubes, let's say. Maybe it's not that high, but I think it is. Now, they made a crazy beer a couple of years ago in the bottles that was made to taste like juicy fruit gum. It did taste like juicy fruit. And they made the label look like Wrigley's Juicy Fruit. They were careful not to get too close to the trademark, but it didn't come back. But that was a weird one, boy. In this hoppy pack, the experimental IPA I felt was a failure. But sometimes experiments fail. An IPA would... No, what did they say? A malt beverage with natural flavors. I felt that the Hopical Storm was a failure. A malt beverage with natural flavors. And I think they were adding the natural flavors to pump up the flavor, which was lacking. I mean, I have cans left. I'll drink them, but I'm not thrilled with it. Now, that's 1, 2, this is 3. Now, what's the fourth one? The fourth one was, let's see, Experimental, Hopical Storm, Jockamo, and, can't remember. Oh, Alpha-Gator, which is 9%. That's, to me, that was just kind of thrown in there because there was like 6%, 6%, 6%, all kind of like comparable, and then this 9% alcohol bomb. Also a malt beverage with natural flavors, I might add. IPA with natural flavors. Very popular in Louisiana, Alpha-Gator. Used to be 8%, but they jumped it to 9%. Or it was 8.5%, they jumped it to 9%. You can get those in the stovepipe cans. Not really an IPA, in my opinion, more like an American strong ale, such as the Voodoo Ranger Imperial and the Atomic Torpedo, and some others that come in those stovepipe cans, 19.2 ounce around here. I think those are like the modern high gravity malt liquors, and they have one purpose, and it's not really sitting in the yard tasting stuff. There's another purpose. Hopefully people buying them after work, not prior to work, going to work. You drink one of those tall cans at 9, or even in some extreme cases, Tropical Beer Hug 9.5, or in the High Lie Super Duper Super Strength, which I can't get here. I have to go to Pensacola, Florida to get it. 10%, 19.2 ounces. Go ahead and drink one. You'll see what I mean about what its purpose is. You'll discover the purpose of that. It's the high gravity malt liquor of the 2020s. They're strong. Now we used to say, oh, the Natty Daddy's Natural Father, the Ice House Edge, the Schlitz High Gravity, the Colt 45 High Gravity, coming in at 8.5%, some of them. The Hurricane High Gravity, 8.1. I mean, you drink a 24 ounce of those, 25 ounce in some cases from Anheuser-Busch. Oh, the next day you'd be so sorry you drink it. But the craft beer company said, we'll do you better. It'll have a more elaborate fruity flavor and that kind of thing, and an allegedly craft beer composition. And then you'll find out what it's about. Now, obviously, you got Camos, which are bought in Detroit. They're at 12. But they're undrinkable. And they're not flavored, too. They're just regular beer. But I don't think that's around anymore. I mean, you might find it here or there, but that's faded. So, and besides Hurricane High Gravity, or Natural Father, Natty Daddy, high gravity lagers have largely faded. They've been replaced by the fruity, more accessible, if you want to call it, ales. If one should want to call them India Pale Ales. This one here, obviously not high gravity, 6%, but drink a few, it's going to seem kind of high. 6% is not really a joke. Drank too many and the joke's on you. But I mean, it's favorable. I don't know if you can get this in merry old England. Got a lot of English video reviewers doing American IPAs. They're usually favorable towards them. I don't know if Abita makes it over the, as they call it, the pond to Great Britain, but hey, I don't know if this makes it to Florida, really. We get, you get basic Abita distributed to Connecticut, Wisconsin, Oregon, Southern California, right? Even Hawaii, maybe. I don't recall seeing Abita in Hawaii when I was there in the summer. But it'll always be the same, like Abita Amber Lager, Purple Haze, Raspberry Lager, Turbo Dog, Brown Ale, and Andy Gator, the Hella Stoppelbach. You'll get those. Those are the 4 flagships. I guess Abita Amber being the key flagship. But the specialties, the Christmas Ale, the Nutter Flutter, the Jockamo Juicy, these experimental IPAs, and I don't know if they go outside of Louisiana. I'm suspecting that they do not, but because I've had too much feedback from other states saying, I'm tired of seeing the same old standard ones, which I like, but you doing all of these, and I would like to try them, and I understand that. And early next year, we'll get the PB and Jams, peanut butter and jelly. If it comes back, we do get the Mardi Gras Bach, which I think a few outside of Louisiana states do get. How do they say that? Not get. It's supposed to be get. G-E-T, get. Et. People in the South have trouble with that word, get. South of the Ohio River and Mason-Dixon line, they tend to say get, but it's supposed to be get. Yes. Gunshots. Okay, so the score, think a fair score. Beer Advocate, Rate Beer, on tap. They're going in around B to B plus, more like B plus. Let's say B plus. I think B plus is fair. It's a little low. I think A minus is probably a better score, like 9.2 out of 10. Not my thing. Not my thing. I would never, like, literally never buy this to drink, except it was part of the variety pack. But for what it is, I don't have to like what it is. For what it is, it's well made. If you like juicy IPAs, you do need to find it. If you see it, you do need to buy it, assuming the price is reasonable. I think 9.2 is fair. A minus, excellent, approaching most excellent. And I'm going to end this review by saying laissez les bon temps relais. Y'all come to Louisiana. Come on down to Louisiana and get how you say that? Some Abita beer, and go to an Abita Brewing in Abita Springs, Louisiana brewery tour.